Hey, hello people, my name is Rage, and welcome one and all to Black Desert. I'm going to try and answer a admittedly complex question today, because it's never simple whether you should play an MMO or not, because there's obviously loads of factors that go into the game, and very rarely, in fact not ever, has an MMO done everything right, but for the most part, let's see if we can decide whether Black Desert looks like something that's really worth getting into. Now, off the bat, looking at everything, it really does come across as amazing, but I think having now played a lot, a lot, I'm starting to maybe have doubts, but we'll get into it, we will. There's a reason we're here on character creation at the end of the final beta before release. I unfortunately had my precious high-level characters wiped, so we're gonna make ourselves a ranger, because why the hell not? So initially then, the first reason that puts this in firmly camp play it, it's amazing, is, of course, the character creator. Let's make the world's longest legs! We are going to be giants in all things! In all things! I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but needless to say, and trust me when I say, this is the world's best character creator 100%. You could pick up this game for the sole purpose of using it as a method from which to visualize your creations and just show people, oh, I was thinking of a character that looks like this, nothing to do with Black Desert. Use it as an example for your other work or projects. That's how good this character creator is, that I'm now too tall to even be seen on the screen, but that's fine. Our Taulius Giganticus Barbarius will be in full use shortly. I mean, secondly then, we'll have a look at the actual story of the world, because the lore and why you're doing what you're doing is very important when you play an MMO, so this is completely subjective. For me, something like WoW I love because I get the story and I was a part of it when I played Warcraft 3 when I was young, and, you know, it inspires me to play. In new MMOs, you don't have that advantage of a pre-established word. You've got to convey it to the player base. So, let's have a quick look at what's going on in the world of Black Desert, why we're doing what we're doing, and whether we care, to be fair. That is the name of the game. Let's see. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm sold!
Goma Naru is the central city of trading. Back when ships from Valencia would anchor in Naru, children would greet the merchants and fireworks would light the skies. Naru was a thriving city of sailors and merchants, and crowded areas were guarded by mercenaries. Little did they know what had arrived. Could any of these people know of the Elysian Stone? It is the mythical stone of the ancient civilization, but the dark power it possesses
I'm on a boat! I'm on a boat doing dark magic on a mother magic boat!
The Elysian was uncovered. A mysterious black smoke rose up over the ridge. It seemed to know exactly where it was headed. To Goma Naru. The Elysian Stone reverberated. People started to disappear all across Goma Naru. In the end, there was no one left, and that day was soon forgotten.
Well, there you go, everybody. That's a little introduction to the world. I am in two minds about it, because there is one half of me that's like, that that's pretty cheesy. Come on. But then I do love the idea of a magical artifact spewing black tendrils from the ground and absorbing an entire people. Like, that's not bad. So then our character is fused with the dark spirit. That's why we are one. And everyone's character is like that. There's a big syndrome of, you're the main character, but there's hundreds of other main characters running around, in this MMO, which does kind of suck. Though a lot of people are fairly able to not be bothered about it. So here we are in-game then. And we arrive at I'd say another big reason to delve into Black Desert. And it's the fact that it is quite simply gorgeous. It is beautiful. This game looks incredible, and not even incredible for an MMO. It just looks incredible. It is the best looking MMO I've ever played, and it's not even the typical Terror or Bless or Blade and Soul good looking, where yeah, the animations and the models are nice and stuff, but the world feels very plastic and kind of dead. No, this world is very soft, it's colourful, it's got a really good aesthetic, and it's wonderful. Because I think a lot of MMOs suffer from generically looking good, I'm going to call it. You understand what I mean if you've played a few of them. There is a distinct style of generically good, whereas this game both is gorgeous, but has its own style going for it. Like WoW has a distinct style. It definitely doesn't look like many other MMOs. WildStar does come close to it, but even WildStar has got its own style. So we've awakened then with our spirit. This is how things get off, because I think it's important to show the beginning of an MMO, because that's what's going to hit you. And here we have our first quest. The actual interface of this game then, this is where I think you have a point against it, because I think it is way too complicated in just many terrible ways. There is just so much stuff, and it doesn't do a good job of explaining it. I say as I close the thing that was explaining it me, but trust me, it doesn't. It really, really doesn't. But we'll go over here, and yes, classes do have slightly different starting areas and different things they have to do. Other classes start somewhere else in town and have to go to a horse master first, but we have to talk to Mr. Whale. Look at him and his chickens. Isn't he just the gentlest of giants?
No place for a distinguished man like myself, don't you agree? Thanks.
So,
you guys are all I have.
Here we have a point against the game. There are crazy people that talk to chickens! No. The voice acting is...
What kind of person would eat his own friends?
It's not good.
Stop nitpicking. They'll understand.
And the lip sync does seem a little bit off. Now, this definitely could be beta as beta, but it's been pretty consistent for a while, and it does worry me. But I do like that you get little cutscenes introducing NPCs, and not even important NPCs. This guy is Sodol McGee. You won't even see him again, hardly ever, but he gets his own little introduction so that you know who he is. And you saw that when we actually talked to him, we gained a knowledge, and this is a very complex system. It's ridiculously complex. I've played so many hours of this game, and I still don't even bloody understand it that well. I really don't. You investigate a town, you talk to people, you find stuff, you gain knowledge of the people and the places, and then you can go to NPCs and have interactive conversations with them and try and get them to divulge more information by telling them something that they want to know. So say you find someone who likes wolves, you go out, you hunt a bunch of wolves, you talk to someone who tells you about wolves, you go back to them, you divulge your information about wolves, and they're like, thank you, I love wolves, how did you know? Here, take this. And then they give you a thing, and on paper it sounds fine, but it is so bogged down with contrivances and complications, and I think it's a good idea overdone. I really do. How beautiful is this, though? All these potions, everyone mixing them, and I don't over-exaggerate when I say Black Desert has the most natural feeling and alive world of any MMO. I mean, just a kid sat on the fence playing his harmonica, or whatever that is, I don't do the music, to his freaking sheep. I mean, it's just lovely. From dudes tending the cows. I mean, is this not a world away from 3 huts in a village with a quest NPC stood outside each one next to a field with random mobs aimlessly wandering around? I mean, it is standard defining. It is cut above the rest level. It really, really is. And that is a very, very good thing. So here we have our stable master, who we would have gone to as different classes, because we would have started kind of over there. So it's a subtle difference, but at least it's there. Now this guy is obsessed with horses.
If you can tame a horse on the first move, you must be a natural horse whisperer. Showing affection is the fastest way to tame a wild horse. Fields and forests are both common areas for horses. There are plenty of them around waiting for their master. Run till you can't breathe. You'll still never catch up to a horse. If you can tame a horse on the first move...
I mean, I know it's technically supposed to be flavor and helpful, but by God, are NPCs that have spammy lines like that just... they're so stupid. They really are. I mean, it's not a deal breaker. It really isn't. And I actually find it kind of amusing. But I just love that NPCs come across as completely obsessed as whatever it is that they are NPCs off. They really, really do. So we wander around this first town. And I think it's actually a really wonderful thing that I can show you how good an MMO is with just the starting area and the initial things. And I mean, look at this. The fact that we can, hey, look, it's a cat. Kill it! Kill it with arrows! Kill it right now! I can't murder cats. That's so sad. And look at this. Is this not wonderful? We eventually will have to deal with these runaway chickens, but not for now. But the fact that I just casually parkoured up this roof, messed up my jump. Isn't that great? Yeah, it's not a crazy parkour system, don't get me wrong, but just being able to jump up a wall and then grab it and hop over it in a very natural looking way, that is rare for an MMO. That's not bad at all. Alright, so let's go talk to our next quest individual, our old man Igor Bartali, who is going to have a lovely conversation with these two about a necklace, and they're effectively going to take his family heirloom off him. It's all very sad. However, we don't give a damn about Mr. Igor. We just don't care. No, we do care. It's very neat to have these little introductions to characters, as I said, but I've seen them so many times. And actually, that's a negative thing about this game. It is very much not alt-friendly in terms of leveling, which is ironic considering there are family names in this game, and your other characters actually have real impact in what goes on. They're not just sat on character screen. They actually can do stuff. You can control them on the character you're playing when it comes to trading and being a merchant, but in terms of leveling up another character, having to go for everything again, skip all the cutscenes, and it's just so needlessly slow and bogged down that you're going to find yourself just wanting to focus on one character. And that's kind of, because I like lots of characters and lots of classes, I really do. So, we also have the ability to press a button and auto-run to every quest objective, like I just did there, which is both a good and a bad thing. It's good because it's helpful. You can alt-tab, you can go get a drink, whatever, get back, you're at your quest location. That's just lovely. But at the same time, it does reduce you actually working out where you're going and getting there and actually enjoying exploring. It really does. I mean, it is balanced around the fact that if you walk manually, you'll get there a lot faster because auto-run takes you the slow way round across roads where possible, but it just entirely depends how you feel about it with that one. I can't actually say it's good or bad because it's completely subjective whether you want that kind of convenience in your game or not. So here we are with our first taste of combat then. As you saw, we just learned a skill. Now, you don't need to go to an instructor to learn a skill. You can just learn it when you level up with points that you gain for leveling up by opening this and just clicking them. You get a nice little video telling you about the skill, you get all the details about it, and actually understanding what your class can do and how it can do it is really well explained, and you do get a good feel for your class. So, if I just start shooting away at this, as you can see, I can dodge around the place, we can roll everywhere that we need to, or more accurately, just little dash, and I can spam fire my arrows, and just visually, the Combat looks absolutely really nice. Every single character just has incredibly good animations. I mean, look at this. I'm just with my dagger of awesomeness. I really do. It's absolutely fantastic. It's so visually, at least, it's so satisfying as I roundhouse kick there, and then there it is. I cannot overstate how much impact every move that you have. The slight sound of the slight shake, the feeling, the weight behind it. It's probably one of the weightiest combat systems I've had in an MMO, and that is really good. However, despite how visually incredible the combat is, despite how it feels to fight, and it is really fun, very quickly a problem does arise, and that problem is that it's actually way too easy. It really is, and it's too easy to the point of it's really a problem. I've not been challenged in this game once, kind of ever, like actually ever, and that sucks. Dungeons a little bit more so, but dungeons are kind of dull. There's not fantastic mechanics. It's just a little bit what you'd expect. To say it's a really good action combat system mechanically, the dungeons don't really reflect that too well, so that is an issue. But that aside, it's just too easy. You can just walk up and look, I just left click 3 times and I'm done. I'm finished, and we call our Black Spirit, who is always with you. You can always call them to your side, and you get various amounts of quests off them, and that's all fine. But you may be thinking, well, it's just because you're low level, you know, it obviously gets a lot better later on. It really doesn't. You kill things as easily as I am killing these low-level mobs at every level. And actually, there is definitely a way of looking at it in a good thing, in that in MMOs, I stab something with sword and it takes 20 damage. It doesn't die. Like, I just stabbed it with a sword. It should be dead. At the very least, Black Desert lets you feel as powerful as you look. So it's got that going for it. But me, personally, I like a challenge while leveling and playing, and just slaughtering through everything Dynasty Warrior style just doesn't do it for me. And I think that's a shame in many respects. Even the solo elite challenges that you get quests for just don't really do it. They're just very easy to kite around and kill. They just have a lot of health. They're not actually that threatening, which does kind of suck. Now, granted, you do take a fair amount of damage. That is for sure. You can definitely die if you're very sloppy, but you have to go ask in the middle of a mob pack, from my experience. So, that all said, there is definitely one saving grace in the combat system, and that is how, actually, ironically, given how easy it is to slaughter everything, complex it can be to do your actual moves. It plays very much like a fighting game, in terms of you press button combinations and things happen. So very simply, if I am firing and then I press S, as in go backwards, I do a powerfuler attack. If I hold shift and then right click, I get to charge and do a big attack, and they are very simplistic uses of it. Later on, you will find yourself doing massive chain combos of your moves and really dancing with your opponent, as long as they're a human player. PvP is pretty good. Damage feels fair to the point where you don't instantly die and you don't instantly kill people, and you do tend to have a back and forth sparring match, which is pretty good. I don't think it's as good as the highly tuned PvP in Blade and Soul, but it is definitely not bad. And then when you take it to its conclusion that you can have castles as players and hire armies and Dynasty Warrior through enemy forces, it really takes it up a notch. And then look at these lights then, if we leave combat for the moment. These tell you where your quests are, and I kind of love this. An actual in-field quest helper with long beams of alien light appearing. Let's just keep going, guys. Oh, there's no reason. Let's just keep... I guess technically that could be a positive of this MMO, if that's how you like to roll. Nobody tell Danny. It's fine. Nobody tell her. Everything is okay. But yeah, I love ease of use mechanics like this. It's fine. Everyone's going to look up where quests are anyway, so you may as well build it into your game. Good. I like it. We're there. How you actually interact with the world and get things done quest-wise, very, very self-explanatory, and it works well. So, in terms of the actual quests then, they are dull as dishwater, my word. I have done nearly just every quest this game has to offer, and, well, that sounds like way more than I meant. I've leveled a character to very high levels, so I've seen a good fair amount of quests. No, I've literally done all thousands of them. I get on my level. No, but I can't actually off the top of my head think of a quest that is more interesting than go here and kill a thing, or go here and talk to a thing, or go here and examine an object. For how complex and revolutionary most aspects of this game are, it's actually got unbelievably bad simple questing, and that really sucks. But the thing is, this game, for all of its prettiness in fighting, isn't really about the combat. It is very much a sandbox MMO, and herein lies its greatest strength and greatest weakness as we wrap up towards a conclusion. My main issue with this game, my main thing that I am like, is that there are actually too many things to do that are too complicated. You can do damn near anything you want in this game, from being a merchant lord to running a castle, to your usual MMO PvE shenanigans, to PvP, to being a horse farmer, to helping a merchant be a guard of his goods as they travel from town to town. There is an unbelievable, you can be a property mogul and have an empire of factories and workforces. You can just do goddamn everything, and while that is great, this is a merchant caravan for example, and while that is great, there is so much of it, and it is so complicated to get into, that you have this kind of feeling. The learning curve on the systems on this MMO are incredibly high. They really are, and it's kind of insane. Now, don't get me wrong, once you've mastered them all and got into it, you're gonna love it. But in essence, what I can tell you with this game is you will enjoy this if PvE gameplay combat-wise doesn't matter that much to you, and you have a metric ton of free time to pour into it. And not even free time by MMO standards. No, I mean a lot of free time. Like, we are talking just, good God, to get anywhere, you're gonna be playing this a lot. And that might be right up your street, don't get me wrong. If I was still 15, I'd be getting up playing this all day and going to sleep, and I'd be having the time of my life. Shut up, I wasn't sad when I was 15. And that's good, but my word, I don't think you could even slightly play this casually and expect to get anywhere. There is just so much to do. But what you can do, which I guess is a bonus, is you can have spent 50 hours on a character and not even be level 20 because you've done so much extra stuff that isn't just leveling and combat, and that's pretty neat. Also, the actual time of day has a big effect on the world. At night, it really is pitch black and you need torches to see, which adds an extra layer of depth. Do you send your merchant caravans at night, or is that too obvious? And that's fun seeing how that plays out, and effectively, there's a lot of good things in this game. And it's a weird complaint to level at something that there's too many good things, but I think this might have reached that point where it's doing too much, it's trying to be too many things. It truly is an effective sandbox MMO, and if you have the time, you're going to enjoy it, but for me personally, I'm getting to the point where I am exhausted with how much I'm running around doing in this game, and that's very weird to me. It really is. I've never experienced feature fatigue before, but this game's managed to do it, and I'm just not sure. I really am not sure. So there you go, guys. If you like doing things that aren't PvE, and you have a lot of time and don't mind a steep learning curve on mechanics and features, then you're going to love this game, because irrelevant of anything, from a purely objective standpoint, This is an incredibly well-made MMO. It is gorgeous and it feels wonderful to play in nearly all aspects. It really does. There is not much you can go wrong with this game, and the few complaints that I have, honestly, to a lot of people, aren't even complaints, so I can't really level too much in it. There's player housing, you can build your own furniture, arrange your own house, all of that jazz, because of course there is. It's hard for you to name a feature and for me to go, nah, it's not in the game, because it probably is, as long as it's reasonable. Is there magical skydiving? Well, I guess not. No, fine, you got me. But you know what I'm saying. I love that things have a physical presence. I don't know what that donkey thinks it's doing, but that's okay. Enemies have a physical presence, and you can brush past NPCs. I mean, yes, you can phase a little bit, but generally you will react to them. Though I think because I'm in combat stance, it's not actually doing it, which is a little bit typical. It really, really is. You can play by just clicking, by the way. You can be the epitome of a dirty clicker in Black Desert. The world map is ridiculously good. It's the most intuitive, information-rich world map I've ever seen, and it looks beautiful. Tells you where your quests are wonderfully, gives you a line of travel to get there, lets you actually zoom in and see the physical layouts of towns and the environment, see where the mines are, where the logging camps are to send your workers and get resources if you want to be a merchant. The world itself is fairly sizable. You're going to be doing a lot of stuff all up in here, and yeah, I actually, again, never thought I'd get an MMO where I would cite the world map being a reason to play it, but in this game, it really is that good. I hope I've not missed anything, I really don't. As it is, it's always hard to concisely talk about an MMO, it really, really is, but I hope you've got a little bit of an insight and can kind of make a decision for yourself whether you will be looking into Black Desert. It's buy once and then you've got it, much like Guild Wars payment model, and there will be a shop, I believe, at the very least. I'm actually a bit foggy on that one, but there you go, it's not a bad model at all. Let's get out of my combat stance, shall we? And you can sprint and all of that stuff that you'd expect. Whew, I feel like I've just wrote an essay after that. My name has been Rage. This has been a... Look how fancy your horses can look. This has been a sort of in a nutshell overview of the things I do and don't like about this game, and hopefully I've helped you make a decision on it. Like if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. I really will. Let me know, actually, if you'd like me to cover other MMOs, because I do love them. I have a really big passion for MMO games in general, so it would be quite fun to just pick up random MMOs for you guys, play it for a bit, and let you know what I think, because I think after all my years in them, I actually do have quite a deep understanding of them, if I do say so myself, and can kind of identify what's going on. But either way, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.